Hi, I'm Donna Eden, and this is wonderful to share this information with you. This is about energy medicine. And energy medicine is the oldest, it's the safest, it's the most organic, and it's the most accessible medicine there is. And when you begin to see medicine or life through the lens of energy, a whole new world opens to you. An important, really important truth to know is that your body was designed to heal itself. It's in your ancestral bones. It is your birthright. 2.5 million years ago, our ancestors would not have survived had they not known how to heal one another. And healing one another also opened the heart to loving more, to having more compassion. So however dormant that may be within you, I can promise you it is there, lying in your bones, in every cell in your body. You carried it forth from the DNA from millions of years ago. So I'd like to invite you to come along with me and learn about your own energy fields and to know that truly energy is all there is. There is nothing else. We are not solid, but we are lattice works of force fields that you can learn to dialogue with, that you can learn to interact with and have influence over so that you might be healthier, you might have more vitality, that you might even have more joy and be more in touch with your own spirit and soul. I have taught classes all over the world for the last 22 years, and I know as an absolute that anyone can learn to do healing and can turn on that self-healer within them. It is no longer enough to just survive. We must evolve to be able to counter all the stresses in our world today. I mean, we have electromagnetic energies in the way of electricity, in microwaves, we have chemical pollutants in the air we breathe and in what we eat. And I will show you ways to counter those pollutants, those toxins. I will show you ways to rid your body of those things that you have already taken in. I will help you with handling disease and stress and ways to generally be healthier. This is not just about staying well or healthy in the sense of not being in disease. I'm speaking also about your children or your experience in the school systems. How you learn or how you take in information also has to do with energy. What may look like a learning handicap may simply be that that person's energy that is so unique to them is not quite in sync with the way the schools are trying to teach them. And if I can help that student or that teacher teach that student how to find a way to be in sync and in rhythm with the way that the subject is being taught them, then they find a way to learn. It is such a joy for me to experience a child or even an adult who feels that they can't learn to read, for instance. And then to find out that it wasn't because they were dumb. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with their energies are simply going against the grain of the way, for instance, words are printed on a page. And there are ways to unscramble that person's field of energy so that the way their brain takes in the information goes along with how they're reading the information, and they learn to read. Speaking for myself, I'm actually fairly dyslexic. So these tools and these techniques I use for myself before I ever read anything or before I type something. There are many of these tools I have learned that I can unscramble my force fields and suddenly read very smoothly. I wish that what I am to teach in this video could be given to schools all over the world. If children knew how to manipulate, move their own energy so that they could take away their stresses, so that they could take away their headaches, or if they felt illness coming on, they literally knew what to do, we would all feel more empowered and more alive to our own selves. Children would not have quite the self-esteem problems that they may have if they knew that they had such impact on their own lives, on their own bodies. I would say almost all the autoimmune diseases that come my way, that I experience in classes or in my private work, have to do with an energy scramble of some kind. And we live in such a fast-paced world today, and so few of us are in rhythm with our own energies. We are out of sync with our own energies. We're having to meet a 9-to-5 job, or we're having to be behind the 8 ball of all the things we need to do, and we get out of sync. Enough of that getting out of sync, exhaustion comes in, and we can't think, we can't function, we find we're losing our temper, we are sorely in need of some tools and techniques that can get us back on track. And that's what I am offering you here today. I'm offering you some things that can really help anyone's life. Now, I want you to get the very most out of this program. And the first thing I would tell you is don't try to memorize. Don't try to memorize what I'm giving you here. You've got the program. You can just see it again and again, those parts that you really want to absorb, especially things like the 5-minute daily routine. You're going to want to get that down. But if you try to memorize it, for some people, that's the very thing that can scramble your force fields. So you just want to absorb it in your own time. And as you do, it will become like second nature to you. It will be like, well, you might remember what it was like when you were learning to drive, to shift gears, and how you couldn't get it in the beginning. But after a time, your body began to learn it. Your body began to know it. And what I want you to know is your body already knows this language. It's just got to tap it into it and find it again. We've all forgotten that which is most natural to us. But you might find that some of the things I teach you, if you think about it, you'll say, my God, I do that. I do that fairly natural. When I feel stressed or when I feel upset, I find myself doing something similar to that. And the second thing I want to say pertains to doing something similar. If your body wants to do it a little bit differently than I'm showing you, trust it. Trust your body to know that this is the best way to do it for you. The third thing I will say is so many of the things I will teach you, you may have seen or known in another kind of program. And I have seen that many, many times over the years, that the things that I thought I figured out has been done many times over the thousands of years, through millennia probably, since the beginning of time, because they gave people the tools to survive. And we just keep finding those things again and again. So nothing is new under the sun. So I am not at all saying that this is my program, even if I think I made it up. I believe that many, many cultures are doing similar things. But I'm trying to give you some ways that I have found out over 22 years, those things that really work.